Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. This show is brought to you by ProfitX, and right now you can win a free trip worth up to $10,000 during March Madness with King of March. Use the code VSiNMM. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you. Live downtown Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. We're going to go over some fishing numbers and region by region observations coming up in about 15 minutes. Eric Haslam is a guy who shares his college basketball numbers every day throughout the entire year. And he was actually part of our producer Luke's The Angle Plays that were so good for a long time. And by the way, Luke, have you noticed any angle plays for anything coming up? NC State first four. Got one already.
Right.
So he has a rule. It's the 1035 rule from his website called Haslam Metrics. And I actually tweeted at him yesterday, and he got back to me immediately. I asked him specifically, was yesterday the drop dead day, or could a team's numbers improve to meet these criteria, or meet his criteria moving forward? And he goes, nope, Selection Sunday is the drop dead day. The eventual national champion was top 10 in offensive efficiency and top 35 in defensive efficiency per his numbers every single season since his website was founded in 2014, 2015. There are 6 teams that meet the criteria this year. Before I give you those 6, I'll give you another 5 that were very close. They qualified in one, and they were 5 or fewer spots away in the other. The Florida Gators do not qualify. Again, top 10 on offense, top 35 in defense. Per his numbers, they're 11th on offense, 7th on defense. The Arkansas Razorbacks do not qualify. 6th offensively, 37th defensively. Alabama, you're out. 4th and 38th. Ohio State, top 10 offense, but 40th on defense. Texas Tech, 14th and 33rd. In reverse order, here are the teams that qualify. Vanderbilt makes the list. 8th offensively, 31st defensively. Scotty Tribuco, are you listening? You want to split an entry, pal? Wisconsin is one of the 6 teams to qualify.
Right.
7th on offense, 35th on defense. Illinois.
Shocked how short the list is.
With only 6 teams?
Yeah.
Shocked at some of the teams that don't make it.
That too.
Illinois is on the list. Arizona's on the list. Michigan and Duke. So, per his numbers, draw a line through Florida, the 4th number 1 seed, and not a single 2 seed made that list. Houston, not good enough. Purdue, get out of here. UConn, nice knowing you. Iowa State, the other team. Illinois is the only 3 seed to make it. Not a single 4 seed, and then you had Wisconsin and Vandy, and everybody has been saying that Vanderbilt probably should have been a 4 anyway. But that's it. Your list, your title-winning team is going to come from that list. That's unfortunate, huh? Although I would take, as a fan, being from the state, I'd take Wisconsin cutting the Nets down.
Wow, that'd be a shocker, though.
Can we get a rematch of 2015, Wisconsin against Duke? Wisconsin wins this time, then get screwed by the referees over the final 15 minutes of the game?
No, don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that?
No. That's funny when you put these together, because I know Jason Logan from Cover did one too, and the list was unique. Also with his criteria going back, I think it's 27 years in a row. But it's a short list as well, and some other unlikely candidates. Iowa State made his list.
Okay.
For some of that. Now so they still, even though they have a good seed, that would still be surprising, I think, to a lot of people. And 3 teams on that list would be surprising. I'd be shocked if Illinois makes a deep run.
So would I.
Final 4? I mean, and also what you're up against. I mean, to think we're as high as 260 now. In some spots, will a 1 seed win the tournament? 260.
I'm not going to bet that now. That was, again, I said this about a month ago. I like 180. I said on Selection Sunday, if that's still 180, and you told me right now that Florida's going to be a 1 seed, I would absolutely bet that. Well, they got a 1 seed, but now it's 260. So I'm not going to get involved. The under 9, the sum of all seeds to make the Final Four is 9.5. Shop around. DK
Right.
has 8.5. Over is
Right.
even money on that one. But under 9.5 is minus 130 at MGM and also Caesars and probably some others as well. I go under again. I mean, I lean that way. I thought the number would be 9.5. So that probably makes it not a great bet. But again, I think at least 2 number ones are going to get in.
Uh-huh.
And again, where is that other damage going to be coming from? How many other, like, are we going to get Illinois and like St. John's to come out along with Arizona and Michigan to give us 10 and go over 9.5? Paul, I think we can confidently say this is not going to be 2023 when we had total chaos.
No, the bottom of the West bracket, some goofy stuff could happen,
Well,
right? BYU the 6, Gonzaga the 3, Purdue the 2. Maybe you get an upset there and you get carnage and a bomb comes into the Elite 8.
Yeah,
and
I think
Arizona's still there.
I think the 11 beats BYU and then Gonzaga might be in for a game. There you go. There's my carnage.
Okay. Like, is it a Wisconsin-Miami type thing? Is it a Gonzaga-Arkansas? A Gonzaga-Arkansas for the right to go to the Final Four, to win that region.
Sign up for that right now.
Okay? Something like that.
Do you think, again, if we get the matchup here, I think that needs to be pointed out.
Well, Michigan's got a cakewalk now.
Cakewalk. I cannot believe their region.
With what happened today with Holloway and with Toppin hurt for Texas Tech and St. Louis limping in and Tennessee can't score. I can't get there with Virginia, even though they had a good season and a good showing in the ACC tournament. I mean, if you say right now your big competition and main threat is Iowa State,
well,
that's
exactly right. And by the way, what if Iowa State loses early?
Yeah, that could.
I mean, look at Michigan's draw that they could potentially go through. That is a cakewalk for them with the possible teams they're taking on. They really were gifted a super easy region, in my opinion.
How about what Dallin said about St. John's? They did lose out all the big non-conference games.
Yeah, but that also ties into a brand new team, and that was early in the year.
And he'll always get the team peaking. And that's why he's such a great coach.
Look, I mean, that ties
Who has
into,
the better chance to beat Duke, St. John's or Kansas?
I go St. John's.
St. John's? All right.
Yeah, because the Kansas stuff at this point is just too much up in the air. And oh, by the way, I watched that game against Houston. What was that second half? Like, their floor is so low compared to some of these other teams. Their ceiling's ultra high, but that floor is just, oh my God, it goes crashing down so many times that I can't rely on them whatsoever. And if you give if Pitino beats Kansas again, and he'll have several days to get ready for Duke, that's the ideal scenario. Then he's not going to get Duke like in a day and a half. He can prepare for them big time. We need that game. We need Duke and St. John's. That'd be a monster. Now, if Wisconsin gets by Arkansas, I think Wisconsin can give Arizona some problems. I hate the matchup for Arkansas against Arizona. I hate that. I think Arizona might wipe the floor with them.
Okay.
Akron feels like they're going to be very sexy against Texas Tech.
I think they can win the game. But I'm concerned about they're 0-8 in the tournament. In the last 2 years, they were blown out. I like the experience that they're here for the 4th year in a row, but it hasn't gone well the last couple of years, and I picked them last year, and that thing was over 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
South Florida is also a popular pick. They can absolutely beat Louisville. They're also hot, and they ran through the competition in the American Athletic. They were great, and that number's come down. And the number keeps going up, and I think this is I don't like the spot for Purdue. Coming off the big win, the Big Ten tournament, and Queens can score, and Queens has had time off.
Oh, no, in this game, look, again, I have Purdue going to the Elite Eight. In this game, laying 25.5, I took Queens. That also ties into what we talked about with Fran Fraschilla an hour ago, right? The point spreads this year for the 2 seeds, well, for everybody, basically, the 1 through 4 seeds, 5, are the biggest they've been in 40 years. So if Painter's up by 30 in the final 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever, he just did this against Northwestern. He brought in the backups, and somehow Northwestern covered that 13.5. If he's up by 30 with a couple minutes, he's going to leave his starters in? Why? And you figure a team like a Queens College, any of these 15, 16s, they'll probably keep playing. Like, it's their time to shine here.
So you like Lehigh?
I did at 1.5.
Don't, okay. Do you like you like UMBC against Howard?
Yeah.
So do I. That's a league that's done well in the past. You know, Vermont shocked Syracuse. Vermont usually has a pretty good team, 13, 12 seed, right? Now to see them as a 16 again.
Yeah, I like them. I played them, in fact, with the first half. There's an angle there, I think. All
right.
UMBC.
And what do you think? The number came down too. Its SMU line was too high. Hoops Peterson was all over that. Right
they touched 9.5.
It's crazy. They came limping in. It didn't play well down the stretch and only had a couple good wins on the season. So, plus Miami of Ohio can strut their stuff and show everyone. Brackets are for everyone, and this is for bettors. Introducing the VSiN March Betting Challenge, presented by ProfitX and Edge Boost. Pick spreads and totals across all 67 tournament games. Earn points for every correct call and climb the leaderboard. The prizes are real: $2,000 for the overall champ, $1,000 for second, $500 for third, over $6,000 on the line. And here's the kicker: if you have an Edge Boost account, every single prize doubles. Free to enter, free to sign up, no reason not to play. Head to vsin.com/contest, create your account, and get in the March Betting Challenge. vsin.com/contest.
You have to sign up for that.
Come on.
Do it today. Up next, Sharp Week continues. Spot the fishing number and region by region observations. I was begging for this team to be a 4 seed in Michigan's region. Begging.
Hey, let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. It's March, which means the madness is officially upon us, and the folks at VSiN have gone crazy with this one. For $29.99, you get unlimited access to VSiN Pro through May 1st. I'm talking picks throughout the tournament, public betting data for every single game, sharp tools, projections, articles, and more. Just click the link in the description to get started. It's March, baby. Now back to the show.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. It is Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Is there a fishy number as Sharp Week continues here? We've talked about this throughout. I don't know. Do you want to call Purdue minus 25.5 fishy?
I think because of what they just accomplished and the incentive, are they really going to run the score up, as you said? Not to mention that's a ton of points and Queens can score. I just think that's a flat spot written all over it. I mean, you even see it in the NBA where these teams are laying 15 points playing against backups,
right?
But the guys still come out and show out what the Kings did. Golden State made it interesting, and the Mavs blew out the Cavs. I mean, I just think that they'll be fine to take the 15-point win and move on. So I did have that on my list. But I just don't see Purdue winning the game by 26 points. This, from a conference standpoint, although they did close strong, Utah State favored. All their issues they've had in the tournament. They finally won a game a couple of years ago, but they've only won 2 games in the tournament, and they're seemingly in it every single year.
Well, that and tie in the factor from the Mountain West Conference.
That's right.
And unfortunately, we don't have, a plethora of teams in from that conference this year to bet the prop under.
I can't believe. What a weird season, right? 1 from the Mountain West, usually get 4. At least 4. 3 from the West Coast, 2 from the MAC, 2 from the A-10.
Right.
Only 3 from the Big East.
That said, don't we think that Utah State's a better team than Villanova?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to go against the conference and go against Utah State based on how bad it's been.
All right.
But I will give them credit, though. They're much like VCU. Every year, different coach, and the program keeps on rolling what they're doing. So that's astonishing. I had USF on there too. That was too high to begin with. That was up to 8 in some spots.
Well, 8, yeah. I mean, I'd like to have that in pocket right now.
I mean, most people think they can win the game outright, and how hot they've been out of the American.
Well, that's another one too, by the way. The total is 163.5. Has to be, and I don't know if that's enough or not. That could be another one where getting creative, playing some team totals over alt numbers. You want to maybe even parlay some stuff. Let me give you this from VSiN Insights. Very strong new Twitter handle, by the way.
Yes, it's good. Good follow.
And Well, you know what? I saw one on Iowa. Hold on a second here. This is with Survivor Pools, planning ahead.
Okay.
Avoid using top teams too early and consider the tournament schedule. Saving strong teams for later rounds is key as options can run out. One wrong pick can leave you without a viable choice in the Elite Eight or beyond. So it's at VSiN Insights that they've created here with the network now, and they send out great little tidbits every single day. I think it was Bill 80 who included it today in his newsletter too about Iowa. I might have to come back to that one in a minute.
Isn't the wrong team favored in the TCU Ohio State game?
Well, that number went to Ohio State 4.5. Now, when JVT and Tim were on the air yesterday, I'm like, please post that here. And I want to bet TCU plus 4.5 right now. And that was only nationally, not out here. And so, of course, it was, bet back down to 2.5. I still, you might be right. Maybe TCU on the money line here is worth a little bit.
Right.
Because I have that in my region by region notes. TCU can give Duke a game in the second round.
And I think Troy looks too easy, catching all those points. Good team, beat San Diego State, and you're asking Nebraska to win by 14, 15 points?
I took the points with Troy.
Yeah.
Nebraska is the weakest, I think, of the 4 seeds overall. And we saw what happened when they were a top 10 team this year as an underdog. They couldn't, that isn't, how many times has that happened in the history of college basketball? A top 10 team ranked catching points and they can't deliver against the spread. Here's the tweet that I was talking about from VSiN Insights on that Iowa-Clemson game. Iowa's path in the NCAA tournament relies heavily on Bennett Sturts, as everybody probably knows, a top 10 player by Torvik's one metric about how much he is used, with a steep drop-off after him. Clemson's slow tempo and disciplined defense could neutralize Iowa's one-dimensional offense.
Okay.
And Clemson has a very good coach anyway. Now, do you look back?
Embarrassed themselves last year?
That's the thing. But is that a good or a bad thing?
I don't know. But they made the deep run 2 years ago. And they beat Arizona when they were a 6.
That's right.
So, how about you're strong on McNeese and Hawaii? I'm stronger on Hawaii. Everyone will pick McNeese based on what happened last year. Up 31-13 at the half on Clemson. But I think it's a pretty good Hawaii team, and it goes back to Arkansas's hot. Again, maybe smelling themselves, struggle defensively. Hawaii hangs in there.
No, I think that plus 16 was out there.
24 wins, deep team. A lot of guys can score, and they get to the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, I would only look one way there, and that would be to take the Rainbows. I mean, that has to be the play. That's the thing about McNeese. Last year, what never even really crept into my mind. Now, Vandy's off. That was an A-plus game against Florida. They had a 6-point lead against Arkansas mid-second half yesterday, and Arkansas just blitzed them after that. So a great run by Vanderbilt, and now they have to lay 11.5 against McNeese, which is like the best team in the country at forcing turnovers. All I'm saying is that's a huge number for Vandy to cover in this game.
Well, and we saw the McNeese 8 game. That was great. To struggle in the semis and go triple overtime and then come back and never a game against Austin.
Yep.
That was nice. Were you rooting for Ole Miss? Or did you want them out? They only won 4 conference games and then made the deep run and almost one shot here, and they're in the final.
Yeah, almost got
and they got the Florida loss before it.
Almost got Arkansas. Well, they would have been the number one. Who's left out of the tournament then? SMU? If Ole Miss wins the SEC tournament?
Oh, yes, you're right.
Right?
Yeah, because VCU, yes.
Probably would have been.
That's crazy that VCU needed to win. I can't believe that was the case.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, look at
SMU was right.
Look at the sudden power rating on Arkansas, and they were the dog yesterday, and they took care of business. But before that, in the 2 games in the SEC tournament, they didn't, and they played. I think that could be a team that plays a little bit to their level of competition. I also will say this about Calipari. Several times in his career, specifically at Kentucky, he would have teams that maybe took a lot of the year to get used to playing with each other because he always resets, and it's a brand new batch of freshmen coming in. This is before NIL. And they would be much better in February and March than they were in November and December. And they were always dangerous because he had so much NBA talent on those rosters almost every single year. That's kind of how it works this year, I think, with Arkansas. The problem is their draw.
Yeah.
If you told me right now, and Lenardi had this is why I was so excited. He had Arkansas in Michigan's region after they won the SEC title game yesterday. If you flip these 2 4 seeds and put Arkansas as the 4 in Michigan's bracket and Alabama as the 4 in Arizona's bracket, I would be tripling down on Arkansas and telling you that I'm betting them to make the Final Four and even beyond. I would love them in Michigan's region.
Why are you down on Michigan?
Well, the injury I don't think is that great.
They were due for a letdown too. Arizona almost lost. It's just, I just don't think it's realistic to say go 33-1 and don't struggle.
I also think that they peaked way too soon this year, and it's been a long time since they were blowing those teams out. And they could have...
but then that Friday night at Illinois was impressive.
No, it certainly was. I mean, they have a ton of awesome wins on the year. At Purdue, that was a great win as well. They could have, would have, should have lost to Wisconsin over the weekend in the Big Ten tournament.
These teams know each other, though. You're seeing them 2-3 times.
Well, here's the thing. I'm down on Michigan, but I have them absolutely going to the... I can't believe how easy their draw was. Their region stinks. But also, look at Texas Tech is the 5 seed, no Toppin.
Yeah.
They got Alabama, who, again, dumbest team I've watched play basketball the entire year, and now they're without their second leading scorer because he was busted with a pound of marijuana today. I don't think Michigan could have asked for an easier draw. It's also too big of a price to me to play him to make it to the Elite Eight.
Where's that at? Is that MGM? 1.5 1 seeds to make the Final Four?
Yep. Minus 165.
Okay. What do you think of that?
Well, I think we're getting at least 2.
Yeah. Are you better off betting that or betting under 9.5 sum of all seats? Or you want to go 8.5 plus money?
Well, I think both come in if you get at least 2 1 seeds there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a couple of 5s that would pop out and be a loser. The best bet is, again, I will have this coming up in about 20 minutes. I don't want to say the name of the book yet because I want to be able to get down.
All right.
The largest Final Four seed is available as we speak. 6.5, under is minus 180. You're telling me a 7 seed or above is going to make the Final Four this year?
And as we talked about last week, think about how big those second-round matchups will be with the point spreads. Arizona's playing Central Florida, who's a 10 seed. On a neutral, they were 17.
Yep.
All the money brought to you by Profit X. Profit X King of March gives you a shot at free trips worth up to $10,000. Win 10 pregame spreads or totals across the tournament. Hit your volume goal and you're in. Flights, hotels, your choice of destination, all on Profit X. Every additional 10 wins gets you back in the running. Download the app. Use code VSINMM. Compete to become the King of March. Only on Profit X. 10 plays wins $10,000. Download the app now. Code VSINMM. King of March.
Great NBA card tonight, and it's a massive week for a current division-leading team. Navigate this, and the narrative will flip. We'll tell you who that is coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll do plenty of props on tomorrow's program. They're starting to populate at more sports books. This is available right now at Caesars Will Hill. The number 1 seed to progress farthest. Duke plus 225, Zona plus 250, Michigan plus 290, Florida plus 310. That hot shot. You love Michigan. Take them. Going on and on and on about how good they are.
I got that. Well, you're gloomy Gus on them. I'm not. So what we started the show with is just incredible. 5 seeds, biggest favorites ever against 12s. Every 5 is laying at least 9. And all 2 seeds are 20-point favorites for the first time since 1986. The prop we always like in multiple spots put it up is, will a 14, 15, or 16 win a game? Well, MGM has... They put a 13 in there. They added a 13. How many wins for a 13, 14, 15, 16? It's 1.5, and it's under 220. That's all you need to know.
13, 14, 15, 16. So the 5-12 line not even included.
Yeah. But
although the 5s are such big favorites anyway.
I mean, my mom would know that. 12 wins every year, but still. But look at this, though. I mean, again, we've had 12 seeds favored before.
Oh, sure.
They're all 9-point dogs.
The Murray State team with John Morant against Marquette, they won by like 100 in that game, and they were favored.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee against Minnesota.
Okay.
That might have been an 11-6. But, Yeah, 12. There've been picks, small dogs in that range, and we've seen short numbers on the 4 and 13 before, numerous times.
So,
and that's also the 4-13 largest ever. Average spread 14.3.
Okay,
It's the haves and the have-nots now with NIL. That's what the bookmakers are saying, and that's the Cinderella is dead crowd looks genius right now.
let's do this live on the air. You have a bracket right in front of you. Look at the number 1 seeds, Paulie. Right? Tell me how far you have each one of them going when you look at the bracket. Because I'm looking at right now, against Caesars Will Hill, they have tournament wins by seed. And you can bet the 1s or the 2s. The 2 seeds total wins 11.5. The 1 seed, total wins by 1 seeds combined, 14.5.
Well, I had them all making at least the Elite Eight.
Well, then that's a dozen right there.
Yes. That's wild.
Plus, a 1 seed to win the tournament right now is minus 255. So let's just say a 1 seed wins it. That's 6 right there.
Yep.
How many are going to get to the Final Four? You think probably at least 2?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So if one wins it and another one makes the Final Four, that's 10 wins right there.
I can understand fading Michigan late because the Big Ten hasn't won it in 26 years.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
I mean,
who gives if Duke survives, and I hope it's St. John's, but if it's St. John's and or Kansas, I still like their chances, and then I'm already in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, you are.
And then UConn has had their issues, and so is Sparty. If you're just going by the chalk of what that potential matchup could be at the bottom.
What would you make? Florida would have to get by potentially Vanderbilt as the 5 seed in their region to get to the Elite Eight. The 4 there is Nebraska.
Yeah.
Florida will dominate Nebraska.
Right. Try to put a scare into them.
Yeah. Do you think Florida would exact
Elite Eight
revenge?
too. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, they're going to the Elite Eight.
Yes.
That's a
And
plus.
I'm not big on Houston. And I love their program and what they've done, but I'm not high on this Houston team. I think that's a great matchup for St. Mary's if they get there. And I know I think it's been since 2010 since they made the Sweet 16. They're usually good for a win, and that's it. But also last year it was, Alabama was too much for them after they got the win.
Yeah.
But I think that sets up well for St. Mary's against Houston to win a game in the 50s. That could happen. But I'm not high on Houston as the 2 seed. So Florida Final Four.
So you would think there to get to the Final Four, Houston's the 2, Illinois is the 3, VCU or North Carolina. Florida would smack either one of those teams. Man.
Oh, good props.
I know.
Good.
Yep.
Get 'em up.
What do you like tonight in the NBA?
Well, this is a huge week for the Lakers. It was refreshing that Shaq and Kenny finally called out Barkley after 5 years of Lakers suck talk, right? They're like, guys, Charles, they're the 3 seed. How are you saying they're not a contender with it? So they've won 8 of 9, and then Barkley did the guarantee they'll blow the game and lose, and they almost did. But in any event, they've won 8 of 9, but they could be the 3 seed or they could fall to the play-in based on this 6-game road trip. It starts with a baseball series against the Rockets. They're in Houston tonight, and you can already pencil in a loss because Wednesday they also are in Houston. They're the late game. Then they got to go to Miami, short turnaround. It's a back-to-back. They'll probably sit people. And I know LeBron won't play, so that's going to be tough. They also go to Orlando, and they go to Detroit. So they're hot. Luka's been great. Reeves has played well. Can they get a 3-3 on this? But they're catching the Rockets at the right time because the Rockets are reeling between burner account Durant and the chemistry and the lack of defense. You are catching the Rockets at the right time, and the Lakers are taking money. It's down to 1.5.
Well, unfortunately for our Phoenix Suns division tickets, that loss against the Raptors the other night,
Tough one.
They were leading the entire way and kind of like decent lead in the fourth quarter, and of course they blew it. And then you had the Lakers blow the lead and then come
17,
back when the Nuggets blew their lead. And then I just got to say, like this weekend, I'll make the sporting events combined from this weekend a $3 favorite to be the best weekend of the entire year. Everything that we had going on, the Players' Championship, World Baseball Classic, some of the NBA games, and then the madness was just phenomenal yet again. Last weekend was going to be tough to top. But for the Lakers to get that, how about Reeves? And he was told to try to miss it to the right, so he misses it to the left.
Now, I enjoyed the post-game discussion. I thought it was excellent. Like, how many times could he do that on 100 attempts?
Not many.
That was hard to pull off.
Sure. And it comes right back to him. But also, like, hitting that shot was not
Right.
easy. And then Luka's shot to win it, even harder.
Yep.
So, but let me get...
Poor defense, though, on the
Well,
Luka shot.
that's Denver.
You're right.
So,
and I thought it was ridiculous that Murray gave up the ball. That guy's money from the line.
Yeah.
Don't give it to Aaron Gordon. He missed the free throw that allowed that to happen. You make your free throws, it's over.
oh, by the way,
It's terrible.
the pass from Joker
Oh,
to Hardaway in the corner for the go-ahead three.
ridiculous.
How many people ever in the league would actually notice that and then get the ball to him?
Mm-hmm.
Like 20?
Right.
10 people? So let me give this with Denver. A good tweet from Adam Mares. Their losses in the last 5 weeks, that one by 2 in overtime to the Lakers, by 3 in overtime to Oklahoma City, by 3 last second to Oklahoma City, Clippers by 1, Knicks in overtime, Pistons by 3. That's a lot of losses, but they're like this close. And with Joker on the court, anything is possible. And I'm talking about for the playoffs as well.
Yep. Couple other things.
Oh, I have a number for you, by the way.
What do you got?
Although Kawhi got hurt over the weekend.
Yeah.
Clippers.
I know. They're 8.5-point dogs tonight. He ain't playing.
I know.
I mean, the dream's dead with that now.
Clippers, Lakers, 7-game series.
Okay.
I asked Jeff Sherman over at the Westgate. This is before the Kawhi injury. We were talking about this last week. He makes the Lakers minus 250.
Oh, wow.
I thought that you would be tantalized
Wow.
by that number and probably come back with the Clippers.
But I thought it was great, though. It's like Charles, they just beat Denver. They just beat Minnesota. They're 3-0 against Minnesota. They just beat, who's the other good team they beat? Oh, they beat the Knicks, blew them out. It's like they're the 3 seed. You got to say they're a contender. At least say they're a good team. Big move on Mazzulla. He's down to 2-1, coach of the year. Huge move on Jaquez. Less than a month ago, he was 7-1 to win 6th man. He's now the favorite at plus 230, and the Heat are hot.
Yeah, Naz Reid came way back. Although my guy Reed Shepard's right there too.
He is. And
I'd like a big game out of him tonight.
Tonight, the one time Adam Silver has a backbone and cancels the Magic City celebration, who has the best records in the second half? The Atlanta Hawks. 10-1. Long winning streak, laying 3.5 against the Magic. Johnson's been great.
Oh, yeah.
Continue to pound his props. The schedule has been easy, but they're laying 3.5 tonight. And Buzelis for the Bulls. I give them credit. They're playing hard after they had that rough stretch. They're 6.5 tonight against the Grizzlies. The numbers this guy's putting up and how many points he's scoring. The guy's been fantastic. He had a great post-game interview when they played the Lakers. They have the lead. He starts chirping and talking to Luka. Luka goes for 51, 10, and 9. They asked him after the game, did you learn anything? He goes, yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore to that guy.
Well,
because he woke him up.
At least he admitted it.
But he is, yes, that kid is playing great for the Bulls and scoring a ton of points. So big road trip for the Lakers. This was supposed to be a huge matchup for the Clippers, but Kawhi got hurt. I still think it's a lot of points, though, with San Antonio. And Wembanyama. I'm gunning for this MVP. I want this, and I'm not out of it. Puts up great numbers, and then they sit him. They sit him, and they lose.
Yeah, true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Beeson Sharp Week gives you everything you need to better every round smarter. The March Mania Guide comes out later today. Profiles of every tournament team, trends for every round, strategies for brackets and futures. Download the guide for just $19.99 or become a VSiN Pro subscriber and get the March Mania Betting Guide included. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, the AI-powered prop tools. Get your guide today, VSiN.com/guide. $19.99. Get it soon.
All this talk about no upsets, but what if I told you a bunch of seeds have been bad against the spread lately?
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. Nope. 5-1. Nope. 10-1. You're out.
Good weekend. Almost turned into a monster. Close. Wisconsin plus all the points against Michigan. Could have won the game. Winner. A meltdown by the Nuggets late. Denver moneyline loser up 6 with 2 minutes. Missed free throws. The Reeves play. They lose in overtime. The impossible happened Friday. The Oilers played a scoreless period of hockey. Can't believe that happened. How many times did this happen over the weekend? You see that 1.5, 2, 2.5. If you want the favorite, go money line. You got the dog, take the points. San Diego State won by 2. Winner. Oklahoma plus the points. Winner against Arkansas. Kent almost won the game. Kent State plus 7.5. Winner. UMBC routed Vermont. They were excellent. Winner. Tankapalooza parlay hit as favorites started 8-0 straight up in the NBA on Friday. Santa Clara to make the tournament. Loser. Miami to make the tournament. No. Close. As they're in the play-in. No plus 320. I was thinking maybe they lose a game in the regular season. SEC most bids. Winner. 10-9 over the Big Ten. UNLV to win the Mountain West. No good. Western Kentucky to win Conference USA plus 750. No good. You could have made money on this. Dayton made the title of the A10 plus 750. VCU opened $1.80 favorite on the money line in the championship game. Akron to win the MAC. It was a winner. San Diego State to win the Mountain West plus 330. Also low point spread. 1 2-point dog. And Dutcher's right. Head coach of the Aztecs. That is the toughest turnaround in college basketball if you have to play that late night semi, the second semifinal Friday night. That tipped at 9:15 out here.
Yeah, they got to change that.
They got to the hotel at 1 a.m, he said. And then you got to turn around and the game tips at 3 the next day. So you could have made us locked something or got your money back with that one. Georgia money line against St. Louis. It's a fade against St. Louis. They were 24-1. And they struggled down the stretch. To borrow your line, maybe peaked too soon. Hawaii plus all those points against Arkansas, 15.5. Northern Iowa plus 10.5 against St. John's. Wright State plus 18.5. They can score against Virginia. I think that's too many for Wright State.
I'm going to be betting that team as well.
Out of the horizon. Good luck.
We're going to have a lot of common plays.
I'm begging you to take the dogs.
I'll tell you
point
this.
Spreads are so high.
I'll tell you this. It will be the worst March Madness in history if all of these teams are covering.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about in terms of like overall drama, how entertaining it is, where the close game's coming from.
14, 15, 16-point favorites. Everywhere you look. I know. They're telling you don't expect anything.
Yep. The graded, dumb bet by me on Rory McIlroy, top 10. Number said, great bet. The back injury still lingering. How
about back-to-back tournaments? The leader implodes again.
I know.
On the back nine and goes back-to-back water.
Since the pandemic, Paulie, golf delivers every single week.
Where was he hitting that tee shot on 11? Where was that going?
Great question.
It wasn't even close for a pro to miss like that.
He has issues on Sunday closing. Morikawa no good as well. 1 hole teed off, loser. That stings. Wisconsin plus the points against Michigan, winner. Oklahoma, winner. St. Joe's money line was a winner. The losers from Friday night, Nevada plus a 6.5 and Clemson against Duke.
Ridiculous.
Why take the shot?
Ridiculous. Gentleman's agreement.
Absolutely. Game's over.
You let the shot clock run out. You give them the ball with 5 seconds. That's it. Yep. I can't believe he shot it and then they don't box out.
Completely agree. UNLV to win the Mountain West. Colorado State Mountain West. Losers, pizza money bets. Akron to win the MAC got there. St. John's to win the Big East plus 210. That was a winner. I can't get that performance out of my head. They set the tempo from the first 10 seconds of that game, and they bullied UConn for 2 hours. That was awesome. It will take me
what an atmosphere
all week to get over the Dominican Republic loss last night. They were pathetic. The home plate umpire was worse. Poolhouse stunk as the manager. How is he not pinch running for Wells there late in the game? Give me a break. Tatis on the bases. You look like a clown out there.
Communist?
Horrible at-bats by the Dominican Republic's side, Republicans. So they lost to Team USA. Go Stripes now. Go get them. Stars and Stripes. Win the whole thing. But Duke, Florida parlay to win their conference tournament's no good because Florida got blasted by Vanderbilt, so that was a loser. And I think that's it for the pending here from earlier this year. Virginia, Final Four. St. John's, Final Four. Arkansas to make the Final Four. And new stuff that we have. Queens plus a 25.5 against Purdue. A 2
Yes.
seed.
Yes.
Multiple 2 seeds laying numbers in this range.
Yeah, I like Queens. I forgot. Yeah, I think they can hang with Purdue. They can score.
Yeah, I don't have Nebraska as a very good outfit. They're a 4
I
seed.
like that too.
Now, Troy's the weakest 13 that is, at various sites, but I'll take the 13.5. Give me Penn plus the points and the over.
McCaffrey, yes.
Uh-huh. This is another one, too. We never even talked about this. Kentucky's laying 4 against Santa Clara. This is a total toss-up.
Yeah. Seems
So-
like a lot.
I got the Broncos plus the points. And here is my entire portfolio now on Darius Acuff. I got him top 3 at 4-1. He's now plus 194. I got him top 10 minus 171. He's now a $16 favorite to go top 10.
Yeah, you laughed at that. Couldn't
Yep.
believe them. Yeah.
I got number 1 overall at 120, 150, and 250 to 1.
Wow.
So 120, 150 still out there. I'm betting him to go number 1 overall in the draft as well. I love the kid. If it hasn't come across on today's program.
Download the free Upside app. Use promo code NETWORK to start earning real cash back on gas, groceries, and dining. Open the Upside app and claim a cash back offer at a location near you. Shop as usual and earn real cash back. You cash out directly to your bank account, PayPal, or gift cards. Over 5 million users already earning. One of the easiest ways to save on everyday purchases. Download the free Upside app now. Use code NETWORK. Get 25 cents back per gallon on your first tank. Offers vary by user and location. See Upside.com for details. Stuff you buy every day. Use it. Head to the location. Make your purchase and save your earnings your way. Upside.
So I'm trying to come up with a comp to Darius Acuff. Max Hoffmeyer and I were DMing over the weekend. He compared him to Damian Lillard. Earlier today, Fran Fraschilla compared him to Damian Lillard. So I'll take that comp. By the way, if you missed Fran and Dalen Cuff, they were awesome. You can always go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast, wherever you get it.
Fran wouldn't be surprised if Peterson goes 4th or 5th.
Yep. And I have, to me, I told a buddy of mine, Acuff is a version of Russell Westbrook, but clearly a better shooter. My buddy compared him to Allen Iverson. I don't know exactly who he is, but he's absolutely phenomenal. And it's a snap call again right now. He has to go ahead of Peterson in the draft. To me, it comes down to him or DeBance at this point. And I'll pay this off as well. 5 seeds ATS in the last 16 tournaments. 25, 36, and 3, 41%. 6 seeds in their last 64 first-round games. 25, 38, and 1 ATS. That's 40%. And now these teams, specifically the 5s, are laying bigger numbers than they have in 40 years. I don't know. Maybe we watch a tournament where these teams seeded 11, 12, 13, 14, they're not good. And they get blasted, and it's a boring tournament. I hope to God that's not the case.
Yeah. I think the anniversary was yesterday. I think when Hampton won. Who saw that coming? A 15 over a 2.
I love that Iowa State
They
team.
were like they were good. They were like a 22-point dog or something. Remember, we started with a bang the one year where Norfolk State won.
Sure.
That was another 15. I think that was the biggest dog to ever win a game. They were like 23, 24-point favorites and started out. And then Lehigh with McCollum beat Duke. I think it was the same day.
Yeah, I think it was.
So strange stuff can happen.
All right.
But this is sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, tomorrow on the program, typically on Tuesdays, we have done the pizzeria. Tomorrow, because it's Sharp Week here, it's Mitch and Paulie's Chum Bucket. Good job by Luke and everybody here coming up with this. You want to have your Chum Bucket play featured on the show tomorrow? Drop it in the bucket. Email the show, ftm@vsin.com, with your play, name, and the state. You can also tweet us. Our producer, Luke, just put it out on X right now, @LukeDIV. I'll repost that as well.
Got to be big tickets out there. Let's see it. The Final Four stuff, all of it.
Oh, absolutely. Crossport stuff with Final
yeah.
Four numbers or to win the national title as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be coming in. I bet you some of the stuff that we see for tomorrow is going to be eye-popping.
Yes.
You have Duke winning it, huh?
Yeah, don't love it, but, it's hard.
Yeah,
Everyone does a bracket. I just stepped out with Gonzaga Final Four. We'll see.
You get one bracket, right? Every
only
person only gets one bracket.
My cousin's son was like 10 years old the year Butler played Duke, and he picked Duke because that was his favorite team, and he picked Butler because he thought it sounded funny with Butt. And what were they, an 8 seed or something? So
is that right?
So he won the bracket. Didn't even know what was going on.
More college basketball coming up next, prime time, live betting as well for 4 strong hours. Good luck tonight.